Out here, it's Trey Lamar, the House Ways and Means Chairman. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Good morning, Paul. How are you?
Well, it's an interesting conversation with the Senate Finance Chairman. I don't know if you heard most of it, but I know you've been going round and round on this one. And now that at least you know what this is, have you read the bill itself, or were you given the entire bill, or is anybody seeing the entire bill?
Well, Paul, I'll just start by saying I kind of feel like the young girl who's been sitting around waiting on her date to show up for about a year, and he finally has arrived about a year late, and he showed up wearing muddy boots and a shirt untucked. We've played nice for a year in the House. We've been waiting on the Senate to come to the table, and they finally come to the table. But we just happen to believe that Mississippians want real transformative tax reform in this state, and $5 off your car tag is not going to get us there.
Sounded like a Tinder situation, and you swiped right too soon on that one. But so, is it just $5 now? I mean, as far as the car tag, $5 new registration, $375 for a renewed.
Yes,
is what you say?
What their bill does is give you a $5 break off a new car tag and a whopping $3.75 off a tag renewal.
Well, in counties like Hinds County and some of the other counties, that's nothing. That's not the gas to get you there to buy the tag.
No, not at all. And compared to the House plan, which is what we've sent them about, and anyway, that bill gives you 50% off. We cut car tags in half. So just by example, on a $600 car tag, that taxpayer is going to save $300 on that car tag, statewide. And I'd like to say this. If I heard it once, I heard it 20 times, it felt like, during the Senate's presentation. They mentioned budget, 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 budget. I want the people of Mississippi to know that over 100 representatives, the Speaker of the House, the Speaker Pro Tem Jason White, myself, who chairs Ways and Means, we're not idiots. We didn't roll out some bill that's going to break the state. In the bill that the House passed, we have allowed at least $300 million to grow state government, to pay our teachers, to pay our state employees, all those sorts of things that we have to do. The chairman mentioned the things we got to do. We know that. So right now we spend about $5.8 billion on the state government. That's what we set our budget at last year. In the House plan, we are willing to go up to $6.1, maybe a little bit more, in additional government growth. That's $300+ million in government growth that we're willing to do, and we can do that and eliminate the income tax, cut the car tags in half. That's what we're trying to tell people.
That's without one-time money, and they need the federal money that's pouring in.
That's right. That is revenue coming into the state. So let me let the people who are saying, well, how you do that? It's easy. You just got to look at the math. We spend $5.8 billion on government this past year. We've got about $6.9 billion coming in right now. That's what we've got coming in. And we got a 2-year record of that. And our LBO projects that we're going to be over that $7 billion number through 2025. So what we do is we take just a portion, really a large portion of that growth, and we cut it back down to about 6.1, 6.2. And at the end of the day, you've still grown government by $300+ million, and you've taken care of your needs, but you've given significant tax relief, transformational change to our tax code to the people of the state that will attract people from all over the country to say, hey, look, Mississippi is doing something special. Go there.
Well, I mentioned him. The three things that I think everybody ought to be considering on this one is how does it help? Does it help the family in our state do that? And also, does it help attract more businesses in the future? Just a couple of the things that are pertinent in that final decision. The other side of this that worries me is I grew up and lived through the Jimmy Carter era. It wasn't pretty. It was devastating on businesses. It was devastating on homeowners. We had a tough time when you start looking at 18 to 21% interest rates, and it just got crazy. With everything going on right now, we are back in a Jimmy Carter. Everything is there that could make this economy turn down and fast from the amount of debt we're carrying and everything else. And I think a lot of people worry about that as far as knowing how much money we keep hearing, the amount of money we have in the kitty now, even minus the federal surge that came in. So how do you speak to that?
Well, I would say
if there is a downturn, that we're able to weather through that downturn.
Well, there's two things. You're talking about the taxpayers. What a better time than when people are concerned to put more money back in people's pockets so they can take care of their families. They can do things in their community, support their church, do the things that the people have to do, pay their bills. What a better time. There's not a better time. So when people are concerned about it, they have extra money in their pocket, and the House plan does that. $5 off a car tag and $50, and the Senate plan gives people $50 back in the first year of the plan. In the second year, in the House plan, after the first year of implementation, people are going to get that one person is going to get $1,300 back off their income taxes, that man that makes $40,000 a year. That married couple that makes $80,000, they'll pull about $2,600 in their pocket. In the first year of the Senate plan, it's $50. I mean, it's not even apples to oranges. It's oranges to elephants. It's not even close.
Were you aware that this bill doesn't eliminate taxes altogether? It goes, what did he say, go out 6 years and then they can look at it again?
Yeah, so here's the deal. We've got the first time we've had a Republican speaker in 130 plus years. We've got Republicans in charge of the governor's office. We've got a Republican-led Senate. So we have got opportunity to do this today. And so we don't know what the future is going to hold. I don't know who's going to be sitting in these shoes, who's going to be chairman of Ways and Means 6 years from now. We have got an unbelievable opportunity, and I don't want to see us squander it. The governor is on board with us. He has mentioned we've got to eliminate the income tax. It's the best thing we could possibly do for the working people of the state. We have spent countless hours over the last couple of years putting together numbers and data and inviting the Senate to come to the table to work on this with us. And we're still here. We're ready. Let's go through the numbers. They're worried about the budget. I will go through budget $1 by $1 until we get to $6 billion and answer every question they have. What I'm concerned about, though, Paul, is at the end of the day is that the Senate just wants to grow government by more than a reasonable amount. And I submit to you that $300 million range is probably more than some people want to grow government, but we want to pay our teachers, we want to pay our bills, we want to pay our state employees. We can do that and still eliminate the income tax in Mississippi.
A little disappointed that the Senate bill is at least not close enough for you guys to come together like the medical marijuana bill. Because I look at this, the only place I see where you're close is in the grocery tax, where they moved it from 7 cents. You guys wanted, what was it, 5.5, and they from 7 to 5.5, and they said 7 to 5.
That's right.
So that's in this entire bill that I see here as far as the comparison. That's about as close as they come. Everything else is way, way apart. Wouldn't you agree? There is a chasm between the House plan and the Senate plan. Again, you hear the senators that have talked about it. I heard Senator Wiggins, and I appreciate him being on board. We're talking about taxes, so at least we've got one foot in the door with the Senate that we're discussing taxes. But they say tax cut, tax cut, tax cut. That is a code for we don't want to eliminate the income tax. That's code for we don't want transformational change in this state. And might I remind the listeners that we were one of the very few states in the country that had a flat population. They actually lost a few, but it was essentially flat. That's not good. We've got to do something in this state to make it better for my children, my grandchildren, and everybody else's. And that's